Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. For today's episode, I want to talk about Jimmy Butler. There's been more rumors and smoke circulating saying that Jimmy Butler could possibly be traded and that he's going to be on the trading block. And according to NBA Central on Twitter, it says that the Brooklyn Nets are the favorites to land Jimmy Butler if he does get traded. And that's also according to Bovada. So let's break that all down for today's episode. So Jimmy Butler injured, missed the last few games with an ankle injury. He's not going to play tonight against the Pacers. So Jimmy has always had these minor injuries since he's joined the Miami Heat 5.5 years ago. This is year 6 for Jimmy Butler with this team. He's missed 20 plus games every single season. Jimmy's been amazing. So if we want to talk about the impact that he's had since joining 2019, Jimmy has been a game changer for the Miami Heat. They've had 5 straight playoff appearances with Jimmy Butler. 2 of those were NBA final trips. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals where he was 1 shot away in Game 7 from beating the Celtics and taking the Miami Heat to a 3rd NBA championship. So Jimmy has become known as Playoff Jimmy with this Miami Heat team, and he's been one of the best playoff players in the NBA. But issues have been injuries with him in the playoffs, with other players, obviously, like Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, Dragic, Bam, you name it. But also, they just haven't been able to get over the hump with Jimmy Butler at the helm of this Miami Heat team. So when we talk about Jimmy Butler, though, here's the thing. His numbers have been amazing over this 5-year period. He's averaged 21.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, almost 6 assists in his tenure. And again, he's the Miami Heat's leader. He embodies the Miami Heat culture, but Jimmy is now 35. This is year 6. And again, he's already hurt. And so there's the drama with his contract issue and all that stuff and the extension this offseason. The Miami Heat said they're going to take a wait and see approach. And right now, it was probably a good choice right now because Jimmy is not looking that great. And it's only been 7 games for Jimmy Butler because he's missed the last few games, but he's only averaging 16 points per game. And he doesn't look like the same Jimmy Butler. So rumors are now circulating, like I mentioned, Jimmy Butler to the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if that makes any sense, but again, those reports are suggesting that they could be the favorites. And why? Because they have assets. They are a young team that has a ton of draft picks. They got those for the Kevin Love and like Harden and Kyrie trades. And so they have young players like Cam Thomas, Nick Claxton, and other even just good rotational players like Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith. So there's a lot of pieces. Schroeder, you can even throw him in there, but I think the most valuable piece would be getting draft picks for the Miami Heat because they don't have any draft capital. They only have 1 pick, I believe. They owe a pick to the Thunder potentially next year, which could be lottery protected. So who the hell knows what will happen this year with the Miami Heat? They're off to a bad start, 4-6. I think they're 9th or 10th, but they're only 1 game from the 4th seed. So the East is not performing well outside of the Cavs and the Celtics. So either way, should the Miami Heat trade Jimmy Butler? Would it make sense to just end this experiment? It seems like it would make more sense at this point because Jimmy Butler is has a player option next season. So if he doesn't pick up that option, which he said he didn't really want to do next offseason, he will be a free agent. He can walk away and the Miami Heat can lose him for nothing. So if the Miami Heat want to trade him and get value, some picks and young assets, this is the season to do that. Doing that could open up opportunities for Bam and Tyler. Tyler has been the Miami Heat's best player this season, which is insane to say. And Bam has been struggling. So will Jimmy Butler leaving open the door for the Heat to build around them and let Terry Rozier walk after next season or trade Terry Rozier next season on an expiring contract and start building around Tyler, Bam. Let's throw in Hawkes in there, obviously, Khalil Ware, Jovic, Pele Larson, and kind of have a soft-ish rebuild with having cap space to sign a player like a De'Aaron Fox when he becomes a free agent in 2026, as well as other players. Giannis has been rumored, to possibly get traded. But he also, I think, becomes a free agent in a season or so. So anyway, Jimmy Butler, again, not playing the best. And he's hurt again right now. So does it make sense for the Heat to trade him? I think it does make sense, honestly. And I love Jimmy Butler and I want him to win a championship with the Miami Heat, but I think the writing is on the wall. This team is who it is after 6 seasons with minor changes, adding some draft picks and players like Burks. Like, we are still the same core. And right now, Jimmy, Bam, and Terry are simply not playing good enough in these first 10 games. And it's crazy to say, but Tyler Hero needs help. Tyler Hero needs help. He's playing amazing, and I want to see Tyler continue his success, and Jimmy Butler might get in the way. So, am I saying we have to trade him? No. Am I saying that I necessarily want to trade him? I don't know. I'm kind of torn, but I'm leaning towards trading him to get the picks now, because we see that he is only averaging 16 points per game. His percentages are down. He's finishing at the rim less. He's having trouble getting by defenders now. He's getting older. He's 35 years old. He's banged up every single year. So it might make sense to build around our young core. So again, I turn it over to you, Heat Nation. Should the Miami Heat entertain any trade offer for Jimmy Butler, or do we stick and die with playoff Jimmy and hope that playoff Jimmy is still a thing? Because there's rumors that he can go to the Rockets and we can get picks, Brooks, Cam Whitmore, and whoever, or even going to the Golden State Warriors to help Steph Curry win a championship, getting Kuminga and what's his name? Wiggins and a few other players and some draft picks. There's a few teams out there that have shown interest potentially. So let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.